going to present an article titled Electronic Bio or Conceptualization, Eyesight Learning versus Value Adaptability Contextualization in Sight Learning. In this paper, I am trying to convey the known fact more clearly that the traditional teaching and learning method only inculcate knowledge. That means it provides only eyesight learning, but through e-pedagogical knowledge or teaching and learning method, one can acquire more than mere knowledge, that means insight learning. He or she can acquire values and wisdom which they can use it for any kind of intimidating situation like COVID-19 situation in future. We all know wisdom is better than knowledge. Do you want wisdom or knowledge? Can you all travel with me? Let's see the next slide. Through this paper, I have prepared possible e-pedagogical techniques that can be utilized for insight learning. They are blended learning, collaborative learning, flipped learning, problem-solving learning, heuristic learning, digital learning, interactive learning, expository learning, hypothetical deductive learning, and constructivism learning. The first method is blended learning. For example, I have taken bio concept. When the teacher merely teaches the meaning and concept to the learners through examples in history, it creates only eyesight learning. But through blended learning, the teacher can make the students to blend their talents in drawing and imagination according to the topic, to create an active classroom environment. The students can form teams and draw different shapes of viruses in their computers using paint application and can compete with other peer teams in that case. Through this method, the students can learn the value of being loyal to their team, as well as they can increase their self-confidence in other curricular activities. Thus, through blended learning with digital help, we can build loyalty and confidence in learners. Next, the collaborative learning is still used for many subjects. It engages with writing, critical thinking, and revision with the use of technology. The topic, for example, is blood composition. When the learners learn this topic through collaborative technique, they get to know other students' blood composition too and what they need. The learner tend to build empathetic attitude towards any person who are in need of his or her own blood type. This attitude develops through them so that it can be acted in future too. Thus, through collaborative learning, the students will develop the value of empathy. The next one, flipped learning. Flipped learning is an important technique where the teacher uses inspiring videos for at least 8 to 12 minutes and enlightening images to kindle the students. The concept taken, for example, is immune system. The concept of how our own cells kindle itself to defend us from invading germs will create an impact on students of how the immune system works differently for different viruses. This will develop in them the value of creativity and self-defense, just like the immune system. The next e-pedagogical technique is problem solving. Problem solving is also a learner-centered technique where the learner finds the reasons for the issue and solve it. The concept of genetic engineering can be taught through this method. The teacher can provide creative digital exercises for learners to solve according to the concept of genetic engineering. The learners will solve it by finding the core of the digital exercises given. Thus, through this method, the learners will develop the practice of finding the reason behind everything. This will increase the sense of responsibility in life. Heuristic learning. It is a type of learning where the learner uses scientific tools to teach the subject to the learners. The concept taken is vitamins. The problems such as vitamin deficiency and vitamin efficiency can be solved when the learners get insight learning on the vitamin types through scientific method. Thus, through this minds-on and hands-on learning, the students will develop the attitude of solving greater problems when they get to know themselves good, just like how the vitamins act in our body. This will bring in them the value of one's safety. The next technique is digital learning. Stomatal movement concept can be taught through the digital learning technique. Digital learning clearly depicts a teacher's sincerity towards imparting knowledge into the students by using different digital methods such as word clouds, Google Forms, PowerPoint presentation, brainstorming, etc. By these methods, the concept of stomatal movement can be taught as how sincerity it works each time it comes under the sun. The stomata does not fail to open or close. In other words, stomata does not fail in its duty under the sun. If there is no stomatal movement, there will be a rise in temperature in our surroundings. Thus, through the digital learning method, the concept of stomatal movement will develop the value of sincerity in the learners too. It develops the attitude to strive for excellence. Interactive learning. In interactive learning, the teachers and the students use audiovisual, hands-on demonstration and other digital activities to the subjects. Transpiration process taught through interactive learning can bring in the students the attitude of accountability. That means it creates a positive and respectable behavior towards the teachers, just like how the leaves gives its account through transpiration to nature. The next technique is expository instructive learning. The concept of respiration taught through this technique can build the students the value of honesty in them. Through the process, how our body behaves when we breathe in and breathe out can be correlated through simple activities provided by the teacher to the learners. By giving clear instruction through words, the students perform the activities similar to the respiratory system. There are no obliqueness in the action. There is honesty in how one action is changed to another. By teaching with care, the learners can develop the value of honesty in them too. The next E-Pedagogy method is hypothetico-deductive learning. This learning is a scientific inquiry procedure of formulating a hypothesis and its reasonable or falsifiable facts into a table and observing it as data. The photosynthesis experiments can be taught through this method by similar observatory procedure. The teacher can formulate a hypothesis on which is the main constituents for photosynthesis. The students can prove or disprove hypothesis through various hypothesis technique and reasoning it out. This creates in them the practice of identifying the true fact to have secured life. Constructivism. Constructivism is a technique where the students learn with their past experiences prior to entering into the classroom. The concept of planned movement taught through this constructivism technique. The students can be asked to germinate the seeds and grow their own plants. Through this method, a student will recognize the movement of plant parts by its growth. Eventually, he or she will credit themselves on their action. This will develop the nature of giving credit to others and themselves in future. This e-pedagogical learning is an example of insight learning, that is, learning with values. It is a sustainable process where the students will not forget neither the concept nor the value it taught at any point his or her life. Whatever crisis may rise, the learner will withstand it and succeed in their life with those values. The subject may become irrelevant at some point, but the values they acquire through the e-teaching will always be a cornerstone of the future they built. So, as a teacher educator, one must try to inculcate these values through e-pedagogical techniques. Thank you very much.